Hi guys, welcome again to another video with me. My name is Beatrice Chow. So we are filming the third episode of the Wilderness season, and if you've not watched the previous episode, I highly suggest that you do. Episode 2 is my favorite currently, so it keeps getting better. So karibuni sana. So we're going to get right into it. The third episode is all about mindset shift. Like sometimes or a lot of times we go through things and like we take them very heavy, and they're not supposed to be that heavy. We just need to work on our mindsets and work on like who are we basically and what do we want, and we just need to sharpen our mind and our thoughts. Like whenever you're going through a tough season, just make sure your thoughts are correct, because everything happens in the mind before it's actually your existence. So whatever that you're experiencing right now happened in your mind. So I need you to at least think positive thoughts. I know this is not the easiest option right now, but it's the most conducive option for you, because if you keep thinking negative thoughts and you're in a very like tough situation, like there's no way that will work is. You just need to keep rewiring your brain and maybe listen to a lot of positive and maybe motivational stuff. Listen to just something that will hype you up. Listen to or just this is a faith-based podcast. Listen to something that is faith-based, something that you look at maybe people in the Bible that have gone through the same situation as you, and how did they do it? Like, how did they come out of it? So I want you to equip yourself, because God has actually equipped us. It's just for us to just put in the effort to equip ourselves. So I want you to step up and use whatever God has equipped you to get out of the season, okay? So we're going to talk maybe a little bit about the first point. I feel like a lot of times we're put in these situations and our immediate gesture is to complain. Like we're just like, okay, God, what happened? I've been faithful. What is happening to me? And there are several book of Psalms where David is going through the same thing, or even you can look at Job. And how did they get that? They got that by fully like surrendering everything to God. So even while you're complaining, it's okay to lament for maybe a short period of time, because we are human. We are born out of the flesh. So these things are going to happen. We're going to complain, but to not prolong the period, because when you prolong your complaining period, just like the Israelites in the desert, they prolonged the period to a point where it took 40 years to get to Canaan. Like it wasn't supposed to take 40 years. You see, they disobeyed God. They did all of this stuff, and so during this wilderness season, during this season that you're in the desert, you need to obey what God is telling you. What is God speaking to you about? What is God asking you to obey? Okay, so stop complaining. I feel like the second point you've already talked about is just acknowledging that you're equipped to face through this situation. Some people usually say that um, like God cannot give us something that we cannot handle, and I feel like part of it is true. We just need to carry ourselves really well. We just need to I was just thinking to myself, to whom much is given, much is required. So the fact that God has given you this test, like he has given you the things or the tools to go through this test. And when the judgment day comes and we're like in front of the Lord, like he's going to ask us, like, okay, I gave you this and this, how did you use it? It's not going to be compared with your friend or with your brother. Like God has given you these tools. Why not using them? So my third point is acknowledging that He's sovereign God, and there's nothing wasted with God. There's nothing wasted with God. Like you're in this season because He needs you to sharpen you for something better. Maybe because you need to kill your flesh. Maybe because you need to I don't know, you just need to take better care of your finances. Maybe because he's on a period where he wants you to give more than to keep for yourself. So God is like, nothing is wasted with God, and there's always time for everything. Like, God knew the seasons are going to come. So it is actually written in Ecclesiastes. Like, I don't know if it's chapter 1 or 2. I'm just going to insert something here, but it actually says there's a period for everything. There's time for everything. There's time to weep. There's time to rejoice. There's time to eat. There's time to fast. Like, there's literally time for everything. So this is your time to just go through it and just know, be still and know that He is God. Like, that's the only way that I'm going to ask you to just comfort yourself. And there's nothing wasted with God. You are in this because He needs you in this. And when we actually tested, I had this from I guess at Tyler Welch, the Deep End podcast. And he was talking about, when you're actually in tough periods, just know that you have something greater inside you, because God won't take you there if He's not purposing you for greater things. So actually be grateful that you're actually going through these things, because there's something greater for you. There's a mantle that is bigger for you to like carry. So just have a positive mindset about this. My fourth one is just ask God to give you strength, and instead of being like, why me, God, just like, okay, God, what should I learn in this season? Like, what are you showing me in this season? Because there are times I've prayed and I've been like, God, I want to get out of this job, but okay, God has not been like, He's been silent with me. And I changed the conversation to, okay, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to learn from my current job? Why are you putting me here? When you change the conversation, things actually start to move for you. So I want you to really take this into heart. This is going to be a short episode, and yeah, just know that He is God, and there's nothing ever wasted with God. Like, you're here because He needs you. He needs to sharpen you, because He knows that you have a greater purpose, and He needs to fulfill that purpose through you. And if you honestly, God loves you. If you're going to go where you want to go with the mindset that you have currently, you're going to fail. And God does not want you to fail. So instead, He will sharpen you here before you get there, so that when you're there, you have like the know-how on how to do this and this. You have the know-how on how to move forward. You have the know-how on how things should be done, okay? So thank you so much for coming along with me during this episode. I love you so much. If you haven't watched our previous episodes, I really suggest that you do. And I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video.